Okay, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Art in the Morning. I'm Dee Dee. This is a Trickerhead stream by Jean. So we've just been chatting before I hit record. So we were talking about a few different things. One being that one of the ladies in our group, Linda, Art Unit, as I call her, she's got all her work at Low Tide Gallery in Canada. And so if you look that up, or if you're on Facebook, look up Low Tide Gallery. What city, Linda? And then you can see some of Linda White Holloway's artwork. So we'll announce that. I have a new Somerset Studio magazine. That's about all the planning I have to show. I did finish the last two of my Gold Rush portraits for this season. And it's a little, I know, I try to have it bright enough for the light to be bright, but then when I have it bright, it kind of flashes out. So there we go. So I did finish. These are the last two. These are the Dodge brothers, Freddie and Derek Dodge. If you're a Gold Rush fan, I do post them on my blog, which is InkiWell, InkiWell.blogspot.com, which is coming up on its 10th anniversary. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do something special for my 10th anniversary blog. I'm not a blogger in the sense I don't write a lot of stuff. I just post my current, artwork and like stuff like that. And I also put it on Facebook, and I did make a Facebook album of just 24, not including the step outs that I did of James, but there's 24 different people, including Parker's dog, that I made a Facebook album public for anybody to go see. So you don't have to follow me on Facebook or anything. You can just go to my Facebook album. Just look it up by my name. So there's that. And then yeah. Thanks, Linda, for putting the link in. Yeah, Low Tide Gallery is in Bridgetown, Nova Scotia. So you're welcome, Linda. So y'all check her out. And she is on Facebook, and as is Low Tide Gallery, has their own Facebook page as well. Yes, my husband did coin the phrase trickerhead. He did. Some time ago. And so anyway, when we say trickerhead, we're just saying that people are trick you into streaming. And Hubster goes, oh, the trickerhead girls out today, tricking you into streaming. We don't really have to be tricked into streaming. We're all up for it if we have time and have something to do. Yeah, thanks, Carrie. Yeah, it's just, if you look up Dee Dee Willingham on Facebook, you should be able to find it. The gold. I mean, I'm on Facebook. If you follow me, that's one thing, but anybody can go look at the Gold Rush drawings. Okay, so, and then again, let me show this in case Mom and Ken watch the recording. Ken made me a new mouse pad. When last time they were here, this is my mouse pad. I don't really need a mouse pad. I mean, I have a wireless mouse, but it's this one I just had forever. And when you put a mouse on the metal, your metal, laptop, it's scratchy sounding and all that. So I just keep this little mouse pad right there on the corner of my laptop, but it's pretty bad. But anyway, this one's kind of big. This will not fit on the laptop. This will fit on the desk under the laptop. But I just thought it was so sweet that he made this one. And so I wanted to show that off with the Wake Up with the Coffee. And if y'all, and Mom's husband, Ken, I think they've been married. How long is their anniversary's coming up? Is it 8 or 10 years? I forget. Anyway, they just had an anniversary. And so anyway, this was another thing that he made me, the little outhouse. And this is that counted canvas, I don't know what you call it, canvas, yarn and on canvas, and you form these, you make these yourself, whatever shape. You can make houses. He made a whole little village for his great grandson. Well, he actually made it for his, I think he made it for his daughter, and then the grandson took it over, something, I forget. But anyway, so it has a little body in there. I put toilet paper in there. So I just thought that was so cute. So he made this one for me because I liked this. This was part of the Frontier Village that he made. So he made me one of these. So he's really, look how neat. He's good at putting these things together. So thanks, Ken. Thanks for the mouse pad there. Hi, HD. Welcome back, Eileen, Lisa, whoever else. Yes, it's a classy one. It has a seat. Yes, Carrie. I know. I love it too. Hi, Kathy, Cass, Jeannie. Anybody else? Fran. Who else? I already said hi to Dar and Barb and Carrie and Janet and KP and Linda, Art Unit, Holloway, Lorian, Lynn, Mitz, Jean, RV. Hello, RV. I don't know if do you RV? RV? That's what Mom and Ken, they're big on RVing. And Bridget, Susan, Lisa, Vaughn, and a whole bunch of guests. Thanks everybody for being here. So yeah, so I just had to show that off, and because Mom watches the YouTube uploads. She doesn't come to Ustream. I think it's kind of hard for them to get it on their, they watch all that stuff on their iPads, and they're all techie. They got the new iPhones and all that. So yeah, I don't know what people say about old people that aren't techie. They're in their 80s. They're very techie. Well, Mom's in her late 70s. So yeah. Anyway, they're very techie. So checking up on chat. So I just thought I'd give a little shout out to the Somerset Studio magazine. I was telling the girls, I buy these sight unseen because I've either subscribed to them or buy them since they first came out. I have their very first issue. I think it's 96 or 97. I don't have them in here. I have them downstairs on a special shelf. I didn't have, no, wait, did I have them in here? Yeah, I moved them. I moved them downstairs. I was running out of space. So anyway, this one I didn't really see a lot of anything in here that really that really stood out to me, but not that there's not good stuff in here for some, different people have different projects they like to do. Hey, Sandra. And so if y'all are watching the recording, this is a live Ustream show, and I'm talking to live people. I love saying that. And talking to people in a live chat. And so that being said, so the new Somerset, I didn't see a lot of projects anything that I would really, I don't know, just didn't jump out at me. But there are like this decay looking stuff is really cool to look at, but it's just not something I would do. Doesn't mean that it's not cool. It's, so I do love my Somerset Studio magazines. I don't really buy any other magazine sight unseen except the art journal, the Somerset, well, it's Stampington that's their publisher, their publishing company, and they have probably 30 different magazines. But Somerset Studio and the art journal one are the two I buy without even cracking them open. I'll buy those two. Cloth, Paper, Scissors, and their version of an art journal is called Pages. Those two magazines I buy occasionally, and because there's a lot of sewing and fabric stuff that I just don't do, so I don't buy those two outside unseen. But they are also, if you are into mixed media, Cloth, Paper, Scissors and their sister magazine Pages are other two that are really good. So hi Di. All right, so let me go ahead and just kind of do a little flip through the newest one. This is the which let's see. This is, I usually say, March, April. Yeah, this is the March, April one. They're every other month, so and I think the art journaling one now, I think they're also bi-monthly, but I'm not sure. They were for a while, just for a year. So anyway, but check them out. And I personally like their ads. This is the kind of advertising I want to see. So their ads do not bother me at all. And and like the stencils and dilution spray inks and all the different, you know, uh, Dinah Wakely. Dina Wakely. I'm always getting Dina Wakely and Diane Reevely's first names because of their spelling. But anyway, her new book and her products, and then different books. And yeah, so I enjoy the ads in these magazines. Yes, Linda. And so then they usually have an article by the editor, and just, I don't know, I like everything about them, even if there's projects in that particular issue that really just don't jump out at me. I mean, there's always at least one thing I like in it, and like I said, because I've bought these since 1996 or 7, whatever year they came out, I really do. I need to pull out the first issue sometime, or some of the older issues. If y'all want me to, I can run downstairs and grab a couple. They're not in date order because I moved them all, so they're not in order. So I would just have to grab a couple different ones. I can try this. The binding is different on the older ones. It's not this square binding. It was a rounded staple binder back then. Now it's the square glued binding. So it's easy for me to spot the older ones. So if y'all would like to see some of the older Somerset magazines, I'll be glad to go run down there and grab some. Hey, Susan, welcome home, by the way. I mean, I know I said it, but I'm saying it again here. And then jury and grant application, blues. So Quinn McDonald always has a business type article in every issue. Then they always have with one palette, which they pick a color scheme, and then they ask for, and by the way, anybody can submit work to these magazines, and that's all their magazines are submissions. So if you're not familiar with all the Somerset, I mean the Stampington Company publisher, their magazines, that's what they are. They're all submissions, and they've got so many different ones. Let me see here. It's usually some in the back. They have so many different ones, and this isn't even all of them, I don't think. They have even more than this. And it looks like now they're having a Where Women Create Business magazine as well. So they have something for everybody. So if you're in any kind of mixed media, stamping, painting, calligraphy, sewing, I'm just looking here, blogging, you want to show your art space, jewelry, handbags, art dolls, and there's jewelry, cooking, mingle for partying. They even have there's an altered one. There's one called Green Craft if you're into recycling, and they take submissions for any of these. So just check out any of their magazines, and if you want to try to get published. All right. Oh, they also have a Digi one, which I didn't see here in this little section. They have tons of them, tons. If you just go on Stampington and Company, probably find every single one, or go to Somerset Studio, and then you can find links to all the different ones. So if you want to get published in something, there's something for everyone, including Digi. Eileen. All right, so back to the with one palette. This is a black, white, and bright yellow. So these are all different things that, different. Well, in this case, I think it's just Alicia Hayes. They just focused on her work. Then what they do is they'll have different artist profiles and artist portfolios sections. Now this one right here, this was one of the ones with the deconstructed and the grungy, not grungy, what do you call it, a decay look. Well, it can all go together, the grungy, decay, distressed, like that. And so I really like the look of this, It's cool to look at, but will I probably do these projects? No, because there's sewing involved. So I'll just kind of do a little flip through. Make sure and go look, you can go to the bookstore and look at them yourself, but I just like to shout out because I love their publications. And then this is another, oh, this is the same girl. That's her there. But there was one, it's not this one with the tags. There's another one with a small, like a tag word book. And I know we've done different tag and word, little small booklets and things like that with words and things that we like. But this is another take on it. So give you inspiration and ideas for making your own. This one here, and a lot of them, when they do have an artist profile, they'll tell a lot of their background story. They'll have the tools and materials, the techniques, and here again, this is the one beef that I have with them, and maybe there's a reason they do it. I don't know why. And I've never written and asked or anything like that. Don't email me. They don't show the sizes. They do not show the sizes of their project. Sometimes if they're small, they'll say that this is a 4 by whatever. But when they show the individual they don't ever show the sizes. And so that kind of bothers me. I'd like to see, how big is this canvas? How big is this book? That kind of thing. See, like here's this is the side of the canvas where they painted it, but I never find sizes to anything. I don't know. So, and then Lynn Perella, she's one that I've bought her books since she was first published. Let me just grab a couple. Jeannie! Now, y'all have seen these, so I'm not showing you anything new, Jeannie. But let me see if I can find them on my shelf real quick. Here's one. Okay, here's here's two. Let me see, there's another one right there. Okay, well, I'll just show these two for now. These are some of her first books that she came out with. I don't know which one came out first. I think this one. And I love her. It's distressed, but it's also colorful. So she combines that distressed look, but with color, which I just love. So this one is the Artist Journals and Sketchbooks, which she compiled a bunch of different artists to do this book. So, and how they did it and how they did their projects. This one came out in 2004 by Quarry, and you can find them, I'm sure, on Amazon. But this one's called Artist Journals and Sketchbooks, Exploring and Creating Personal Pages. And Lynn Perella, her work and others are in this one. Then this one is strictly her work. It's called Alphabetica, an A to Z Creativity Guide for Collage and Book Artists. And this one, I've shown these not many, but quite a few times. This one was 2006. And this is, just all different ways that she used the alphabet in, like S is for stitching, T is for typography, C is for color, S is for signs, and it's just different things with using the alphabet for the inspiration. B is for boldness, S is for simplicity, and there's just in different chapter order. So that's a good one. All right. So anyway, she is usually always featured in the magazine herself, like one of the contributing artists every issue. Then here's just some different artists. I'm just going to here's mini collages. And again, all right, well, this says it's the primary 4x4. So at least on this one, they gave a kind of a, because they're all 4x4. But when they show just pieces like this, this book, you have no idea what size that book is. I don't know. That's just my little personal thing. I wish they would show sizes more. See, like hers here, it says her paintings range in size from 5x7 to 26x32. But you don't know which one of these are 5x5 and which ones are huge. They just need to. I think they need to put the sizes. So anyway. This one was kind of cool. I have not read this article. Like I said, I just got this magazine last week, and I've not read it because I've been busy with working, working on other things, and so I haven't read these articles, but I have at least glanced through it and scanned it. This is some kind of a journal that it's a lot of fabric. That's how it's bound, it looks like. The binding, it looks like all the signatures are sewn into some kind of a cloth binding. But look at that. That'd be heck to find something in it, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah, I need to find that page. But these apparently, this was something I could totally see Barb doing. They're turned left, right, left, right. So you can see that they're stacked on each other, but somehow they all fold out. I'm not sure exactly. Look here. I mean, it looks amazing. It looks amazing. But it's not something you would actually use for any kind of reference or anything. This would be something just to collect some artwork in and to peruse, not to really use. You know? You know what I mean, Vern? Yeah, kind of like a Jacob's Ladder type of thing, pack or die. Yeah. It looks amazing. I mean, it's just amazing, beautiful. But I don't know. I'm not a sewer, so it's kind of like just the technique is over my head. Then here they're talking about the different papers, who I guess who designed some of the papers or how they used some of the papers. Because they always come with, in the middle, a cardstock weight free papers. Hang on, guys. Hello? Okay, were you able to get gas? Okay, okay. All right, honey. Well, I'll see you when you land. Briefly, but she was busy, and now I'm streaming. All right, honey. All right, bye. Okay, so Hubster's been gone a week, so yeah, he's just telling me that he's checked in and flying in. And hopefully he'll land in ATL around 2 o'clock without any 14-hour airport delays like last weekend. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, thanks, Carrie. And so then this is just using weathered things. Like here's a weathered, um, not shingles. What do you call it? Oh, well, you know. What is not a? It's not shingles. What is that? Shutters. Shutters. Oh, shutters. And then an old piece of barnwood, and looks like an old book on top of an old frame. And so it's a lot of distress things. And you know, these things come in cycles. You know, distress came in, went out, came in, went out. Maybe it's coming back in again. You know, maybe it never totally left. But anyway, all right. So here's those papers for this month. And like I said, they put the who designed them and all that on the back, but they're real heavy cardstock, at least 110 weight cardstock, and some of them are they feel have a little bit of a not gloss, but a slickness to them. And then here's some collage birds, and then the articles, and again, this one that has a lot to do with distress and what I keep wanting to say distress, decay, the decay look. So, been working on, I'm just catching up on chat here. Hi, Tina. Hey, Denise. Denise, your dad just got checked in Texas. He'll be flying in. I was telling the girls that tomorrow and Sunday is Boo's cheer competition, and we're going to Saturdays, and then Denise will go to Sundays. They're going to come spend the night. I would love to be able to get them to stream, but by the time we get back and everything, it'll be too late. So anyway, there's my daughter Denise, Boo and Cam's mom in the chat there. So I'm just showing the new Somerset Studio magazine. Now this was cool. This was in one of the little, I think, Altoid tins. You know, or some kind of tin. I don't know if it has to be an Altoid one. That's just what people seem to use. I'm not seeing exactly what they used here, but it's a little tin. And here's those little word books I was talking about. This one, no, this is a different one. Maybe there's two in here, or maybe this is the one I'm thinking of. This one is called I'm Snarky, and she made a little a little journal of snarky sayings. And it's really, I like this because it's colorful. It's distressed, but it's also colorful. And so she just probably used a little bind it all or some kind of the ring binder system. I know there's bind it all, the cinch. I'm not sure which one. Y'all would probably know what one that is. I don't have either one. but it's a little binding machine to bind the little mini journal. And this to me it looks like the size of a tag, the small tags. Let me see if I can grab one here. Let's see. I know I got some up here on the shelf. If I can get past some of this stuff. Well, I can't find the tag. Oh, here's one. Here's one. I think they're probably about this size of a tag. That's what it looks like to me. Again, I don't think I see a size of tag, but these little tags like this, and then bound them on this edge so that you know it's got the little tag book. I know y'all probably seen these, if not these, something similar. So there you go. You can see it right there. Okay. So yeah, and you can get these tags at Staples or whatever, and you can get tons of them for just a few dollars. So if you want to make you a little word book, y'all know we've done this type before. Don't laugh at me now. I've got all mine on one lanyard. So here's all my different tags and color charts and color chips. And where's my Darcy ones? The ones Darcy made me are in there. There they are, right there. So anyway, I've got all my little tiny or smaller chips and tags and everything on. And then these are blank ones. I've given some of these away before. And I have them all on one lanyard hanging up in the corner over here. So don't fall off there. Don't fall. That would be bad news, as Paula says. All right. You make yours with a corner punch. Yeah, you can. You can make these yourself too, Jean, for sure. And I mean, and you can cut them out on your Cameo or whatever, but they're just so cheap to buy with the little reinforced hole already on it. So either way, but I just thought that this was really cool. Like her snarky things say stuff like, cure for an obsession, get another one. You laugh at me because I'm different. I laugh at you because you are all the same. Things like that. Snarky comments. Then here is a torn paper, postcards, and so a few little articles, a gate journal. Again, I have not read all these articles. So a lot of distressed stuff, deconstructed, distressed, and I keep decay. I can't remember that. And then here's a thing on Encaustics, you know, using the welted wax. Using a melted wax. And that would be our Martha who would know about that. And then in the back are the different, just tiny or just like one shot, one page of submissions that really don't have artist profiles attached to the article, just a little, you know, information about their particular submissions. Garden journals, springtime journal, a confetti collage. That looks like that would be fun if you just have all kinds of leftovers. Look, look at that. Look at that collage. You saw mappage. This one says, this is confetti collage 1 and 2. And this one does have a size, 10 by 8. These little ones in the back here. Apply blue paint to a canvas. Apply black paint to the edges of the canvas. Use gold paint to create a frame on the right side of the canvas. So right there. Adhere torn pieces of vintage book pages randomly to canvas. Adhere bird image to the inside of the gold frame. And adhere strips of cut greeting cards. And add details and sentiments with a black marker. So she used leftover greeting cards cut into strips. Can you all kind of see? That would be cool. Although, you know, I know we all like to recycle and reuse. For me, if I'm using recycled greeting cards, they're going to be little booklets and things like that, because I have so many collage-y papers that I could cut up. And if papers are so much easier to adhere than a card. If you're going to use a greeting card, let me find an old card. Hang on, let me go grab one, guys. Okay, so if you're going to use, this is just a Christmas card from like a sales something that I keep these for, doing projects, but it's an old Christmas card. But if you're going to use an old card for something, you want to try just for, I mean, unless you really using a strong adhesive and you don't care if it's bumpy, lumpy, but if you're going to collage and make something nice and flat and maybe even varnish over, you want to try your best to peel off. And I've already got this one started peeling when I tore it apart. You want to try to fold up the edges, just kind of like you take the backs off a napkin. But if you kind of work with the corner like this, you can get it to start to separate. And carefully now, but you can peel. See, it's already starting to tear. I'm not taking my time. But you can peel off the image from the card, and that will make this much easier to work with than this thick card that is on a like a card. Okay, so just FYI, if you want to use cards, for recycling the cards. So I don't know what she did here. She just says card strips. All right, there's that rabbit trail. You keep everything. Well, I keep a lot of them, and I keep them probably after about 5 years, Linda, except like my grandma who's passed, her cards, or special ones from the grandchildren or something like that. After about 5 years, if I haven't reused them for some purpose, then I have to throw them away. I just don't have room to keep them all. But it's also easy to make the junk journals. If you take them, let's just say this was one card, this is another card. If you just take your cards and, with the sentiment and everything, and you can make, signatures with them. Put 5 or 6 together and make little signatures and make books out of them. Paint them and all that. Hey, Tam. So, yeah, well, I do have one, Carrie. I actually do have a room separate from my art room. Okay, so then let's see. Another garden. It must have been a garden journal submission that month. This one was really pretty. And again, I love the idea of this. And if you're going to do maybe a canvas or a canvas and paper combination type of journal, to put grommets in it. But that's a lot of work. No, that's a separate room too. The mural room is a separate room from the library. Then, yeah, garden again. It looks like it was all garden. So anyway, I do like on these in the back under expressions, they show the sizes because they're just giving the little project information. They're not giving a artist profile. They're just giving how that person, their name and how they did it. But on the larger profile, they don't have sizes for these projects. Sorry, let me take a sip of coffee. Okay, sorry guys, I'm gonna have to go get some hot coffee in a minute. But I do like these garden type journals, the way they look. I just like that look, So let's see, this one is Jenny Petrichek from Wisconsin. And like, for instance, on this one, this book apparently is 4. So you wouldn't think it was that small. 4 1/4 by 7 1/4. So this book is really quite small, you know, like about that big, like that. And she uses distress ink to pattern craft paper with a stipple brush, apply white gesso using circle pattern stencil. So, oh, like right there. You can see the stencil right there. Adhere vintage bird and flower images. Oh, this is it's canvas, a canvas substrate. Adhere pattern paper to that page and adhere the hot air balloon and the sentiment stickers. Again, I guess if you're using canvas or cloth, duck cloth paper, fabric, you're going to have to be, real aware of what kind of adhesive you use, so that make sure that sticks. Barb's one that would know about all that, using fabrics. And by the way, is Barb still here? Yeah, she's still here. Barb did a couple of great, now admittedly, I had to miss both of the 2 that I saw, but she did 2 using, I think it's muslin or duck cloth, I don't remember, and the jelly plate, and she did some amazing jelly printed fabrics. And that's Creating Faces, Barb Owen on Ustream. And Seven Gypsies did a garden bird paper. Yeah, I think I have some of that, a few sheets of that, Linda. That garden paper, and I couldn't tell you where it is right now. It's in my paper stash. But yeah, Seven Gypsies. Now, Seven Gypsies is no longer around, correct? I think somebody said that last stream. And then there are ads again. And here's a little notebook. We've all done all different types of notebooks, journals, books, booklets, but it's always cool to see somebody else's take on it, because they always use different things. Even if they have the exact same notebook, the exact same book format, the exact same signatures, everybody does their books, booklets, and journals in different ways. So it's always just fun and to see everybody else's creativity. Yes. Yes, and then Barb's cat's coughed up a fur ball. I'll say it nicely. And she had to wash all of them. And I sent my little tinsel ball to Linda a couple of years ago. We won't get into that. All right, so then let's see more ads on the different books. There's a scrap. They also have a scrapbooking called Memories, Somerset Life. So they have tons and tons of different books, and then at the back they have all the different, what they call gatherings, all the different retreats and shows and things that are, you can go pay for, of course, and go to. So they have them broke out by month. March, April, May. They have that season's retreats. And then they also have a little section back here, like here's Whimsadoodle in Florida. If we go back to St. Pete this year, it's not too far from the Salvador Dali Museum down in St. Pete, and there's another big bookstore, a used bookstore down there that we go to. So I'm going to try to get to Whimsadoodle if we go back. Submission guidelines, general artwork submission guidelines, and all the different policies, writer's submission guidelines. So if you want to be published in any of their publications, how to submit, photo requirements, all that stuff. And then their newest magazines that are out during this time period. And then again, focusing on some of their magazines there. The last page, a little, it's usually something poignant and a writer, little story in the back. So anyway, that is this issue of Somerset Studio, the March-April 2015. And again, I have pretty much all of them, all of this one, and I do have all of their art journal magazines as well. Okay, so let's see what's going on in chat. Anything else I want to shout out to? When you're here, and if you are not signed up on my Ustream, then it's Coffee and Art in the Morning or Dee Dee Willingham. You can find me either way on Ustream. And if you sign in, most servers will send you an email alert when I hit broadcast. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's late. Sometimes I've heard people say, "Oh, I got your email alert 2 hours later." But I usually stream Monday mornings for sure at 9 a.m. Eastern. I usually start all my streams around 9 a.m. Eastern, and then sometimes a Wednesday and a Friday morning. You know, I don't usually stream very long on Wednesdays and Fridays. Joycey usually streams Wednesday afternoons. Barb streams at 2 on Friday afternoons, creating faces. Oh, and let me give Barb, while she's here, let me put these books up and grab Barb's book. And I think Barb is going to start a website class. Where's her book? Right here. She's going to start a website with classes that you can purchase. And I accidentally saw one on her art journaling one when she was setting it up. I think she's still working on it with her son. And so I think she's still planning, I guess, Barb, if you're here. I mean, I know she's here if she's not chasing a cat. Um, Still planning on doing a paid a website with paid classes. But anyway, this is one of her books that she has one out on caretaking for your elderly family members. She has a book out on that. And then this is her Creating Faces Needle Sculpting from the Beginning, How to Needle Sculpt the Perfect Doll Face. And you can get this on Amazon, Barb Owen. And she does perfect step outs on literally a step-by-step on how to do, there's my card that came with when I got her book, how to sculpt them, color them, paint them, draw on them to completion. So she's real detailed in her step outs. So go check that out on Amazon if you are interested in needle sculpting doll faces. Amazing. I mean, if you're at all interested in that, that's whose book you need to get. All right. These two books, I have not joined. I just don't know that I have time to join another group. And if someone here is in that group, please tell me and I'll give a shout out to that group on Facebook. There is some kind of a mixed media book club. I don't even know if it's mixed media. It's some kind of an art book club on Facebook, and I was asked to join it. I just don't have time for another group, but I'll be more than glad to shout out the group. And I believe this month, when I show this, maybe this will spark some. I believe it's this book that they're doing at this time, Make Map Art. And I've shown these two books that I have not done anything with them yet. I've been debating whether to give them to my grandson Cameron. But I'm not sure if he would really use them. I'm kind of wanted him to look at them to see if it would be something he'd use. If not, then maybe we can do something with them. But I thought that they might be some kind of cool school project, something. I don't know. Yeah, I wanted to check with them before I dug into them. So if anybody knows that group on Facebook, it's some kind of an art book club, and they're doing this book, I believe, at this time. I've shown these before, but I'll quickly do them again. This one comes like in a little pouch like this, like a little folder type thing. Carrie, have you seen these? I don't know. Can't be in the groups. Yeah, I do. I'll support I support any kind of art, pretty much. I love all kinds of art. I mean, I wouldn't go out and get tattoos, but the artwork on tattoos is amazing. I just like every kind of art, comic book art, graphic art, illustrative. Y'all know. I've shown every kind of book here that I'm allowed to show on Ustream. I can't really show figure drawing books. Ustream is very particular about nudity, which that's fine. That's their prerogative. They probably had to just draw a line somewhere to keep it, family friendly on Ustream. So I'm not complaining about that at all. I'm just stating I can't show you that type of art. Let's see. Yeah, go get an old. Yeah, you could do all. I mean, there's just so much fun things you can do with maps. But this one's called Make Map Art. Creatively illustrate your world, and it's got a little workbook to show you what to do. And this is just one of the loose maps in here, but it has all different types of um, blank map types of papers and icons and grids and graphs and all kinds of things to make your own maps of your world. And they give you a little booklet to show you how to do your streets, your favorite city. Let me just tell you the topics. Of course, how to use it, what's on your mind mapping, road to happiness map, your home, your favorite city, a party invitation and map, a world map, and then they give you multiple of the same sheet so that you know have a few ways. You can do more than one. All right. So it's just I've not done it yet. It's just something really cool. I think I got this last year for my birthday with a gift card. Speaking of, Denise has got me a Barnes and Noble gift card, and it's going to be burning a hole in my pocket. So anyway, there's a little bit of, you can see some of the samples right there. I don't have autofocus on, but I think you can kind of get the idea. Okay. Yeah, Barb show is on at 2 this afternoon, 2 Eastern. Chessy girl. Yeah. Yeah, links are open. Y'all are more than free to promote. You know, we've never really had a problem here with spammers and things like that. You know, you can promote any of your classes, even if they're paid classes by somebody else. Your classes, art sites, blogs, channels, books. You can promote your Facebook page. You're allowed to promote all that here. Okay, so Map Art Lab, 52 exciting art explorations in map making, imagination, and travel. And again, it's just all different types of art made, the different things that on the legends, what they mean on a map, how to do a legend on a map, the parts of a map, what the different parts of a map are. So just kind of different people that have made maps, pop-ups, flat maps, city maps, Zentangle maps, story maps, custom constellations, a word map. I'm just skipping through here. Map your house, the road to success, featured mappers on each chapter, mixed media maps, upcycle adventures, tea-dyed treasure map. So, you know, all these kind of things in stitches, mosaics, all these would be fun for depending on what medium you work in. And you could, you know, do different types of maps in what you like to do, whether it be mixed media, watercolor, collage, collaborative map box, magical places. This one was made on a sculpture, like some type of I don't know if it's a paper mache or what, or you know, but 3-dimensional, personifying a map. Jewelry, just all kinds of things in here. Wires. So yeah, that's another. These are the two. I bought these two at the same time, or within the same week or whatever. Okay. So yeah, I love that cover, Tam. I love maps. I love cartography, and you know, I love books on explorers and discoveries and things like that. So this all interests me as well. And just in and of itself, whether it's made into art or not. And so if you like maps, cartography, or any kind of wanting to use your imagination in map making for your own maps, then these two books. Here, let me show you here's the Nate Padovic and Sally Swindell. And then map art is Jill K. Berry and Lyndon McNeely. But if you look these up on Amazon, you'll find them easy enough. So there we go. All right, so I think that's as far as any, anything book talk, other than unless y'all want to see some old Somersets. I could go pick up a couple just so y'all could see how things have changed in almost 20 years. I mean, this is 2015. They came out in either 1996 or 95 or 96, something like 96 or 7. So they've been out for almost 20 years. And if you want to see some of the different ways that, mixed media has changed in 20 years, I'll be glad to go grab a couple of old Somersets if you'd like to see those, because I am going down. Bye, Barb. I am going to go down and get me some hot coffee. If you're watching the recording, just fast forward and I will BRB. I'll put here, let me put one of my, this is my most recent Gold Rush drawing. And I know it's a little flashed out, guys, because I have the brightness up, but you can look at it for a second. I'll be right back. Okay. So like I said, I just recognize the older ones by the binding. I have no idea what years these are. I just grabbed a handful. They're not in order since I moved them downstairs. Eating some Raisinets. And yeah, links are open. All right, let me see if I can find some of the older ones. Well, here's one in, this one is actually 1998. There's 99, 99. I'll just show you the covers first. And see how the binding is the staple binding? It's like the rounded. This is what they look like now. Now they're glue bound. They were staple bound then. Okay. Hey, Bryn. Are you going to stream today? If Bryn's streaming at 11, if someone will tell me. If Bryn streams at 11 when she can. Okay, she's streaming in about 30 minutes. Okay, we'll kind of go through a couple of these magazines and then head over to Bryn's in about 30 minutes. Okay. Yeah, Bryn is Is it Elegant Tangle? What's the name of your channel, Brand? And links are open. Post a link. Um, she streams on Fridays at 11 when she can. It's not every Friday, so okay. So I'll wait for her. I know there's a lag. I'll wait for her to post a link. Okay, so this was January, February 1998. Let me just show you some of the covers here. And then if there's a really old one, we'll go through that. This was July, August 1999. This was September, October 99. This, maybe I grabbed a bunch of 99 ones off the top. And here in 1999, they cost $5.95. Now they are, I think they're $8.90. Where's the price on it? Why am I not seeing it? Oh, there it is. So tiny, I can't even hardly read it. $8.99 in the United States. Time Warp Art is Brand. She goes by Elegant Tangle, Brand, Time Warp Art, and I call her Fluffy. Okay, then here is 1999. Yeah, I must have just grabbed a stack of 1999s, other than this first one, which was 1998. Okay, still. Okay, here's a 97. Just so you can see the covers for a minute. Here's a 1999. This one is this one's 2000. Now remember, I think back then, no, they were still bi-monthly. Okay. Here, this one is July, August. It was $4.95. This is one of the older ones. It's not, the year's not even on here. Let's see what year this one was. This will be a good one to go through if it's that old. This is one of the really old ones. Uh-oh, see, I just pulled a page out. This is Volume 1, Issue 4. So this had to be 1996 or 7, and I'm looking right here because it's not on the cover. $1997. So we'll look at this one. I'll set that one here. Then this one is 1998. Hey, Colleen. I've been here about an hour, but I'm recording. Okay, we're just talking about magazines and books, sorta, until Bryn comes on in about 30 minutes. This one is July, August 1998. And this one is 1998 as well. So that's just some of the covers. And this is just the stack that I just grabbed off the top. So I've got probably 4 feet of these magazines. All right, so this one, again, was 97, July, August. This must have been, if it was volume 4, let me go back to where I said what it was. Where did I find it? 1997. Oh, volume 1, issue 4. So this had to be the first issue. I don't know if they came out the end of 96, beginning of 97. So I'm going to just do a little, get over to the contents here. Well, all right. Stampin' Up! Was big in 97. Here, I'm just going to show you some of the, if this is interesting at all to you. Hey, Paula, I'm showing some old Somerset Studio magazines. This is from like 97. Fibers, Real White. Okay, so that, oh, this was an advertisement for, I'm sure my camera's loving that. An advertisement for cardstock. Inspiration. Again, back to this month where we're talking about decay in the newest issue. Look, back here, you're talking about the decay, that decay type of stuff. I don't know if they called it that then. A lot of stamping, Trash to Treasure, a calligraphy book. I know that they did have more calligraphy and lettering arts in the beginning, or, you know, more people were doing it. But that's because now, I'm not saying calligraphy like nobody does calligraphy. I still love doing my calligraphy occasionally. But because of computer fonts and the ease and accessibility to fonts and calligraphy and stuff, people don't like pay to, you know, as much, you know, to have it done. But it's still there. It's, you know, I was in guilds in 30 years ago, calligraphy guilds. And so I'm just kind of looking at the ads, a lot of stamping. Of course, their sister companion magazine when they first started out was a Stampington. They're Stampington and Company, but stamping, like Take 10 and their stamping magazine. They had a stamping magazine companion along with the Somerset Studio. And art stamp jewelry with Envirotex. I have no idea what that is. Envirotex Light. I wonder if that's some kind of an embossing powder. I'm not really going to read every article. I just want to kind of show you how things, where they, you know, started out and where, from where they are now. A lot of stamping, what do you call it, advertising. And because stamping was big. I mean, we used to have, it seemed like, I'm looking for something while I'm talking. We used to have a lot of stamp stores. I'm just going to try to grab, if I can, oh, here we go. Just grab a couple of these. No, that's not it. Hang on, I'm looking for something real quick, guys. Some of my old stamp catalogs from back in like 1980s. Well, I'm not able to put my hands on right now. I don't want to take the time to go digging through my bookshelves. But I've shown y'all before some of my old stamp catalogs from the 80s. You know, 100 Proof Press, and I can't think of all the names right now. But anyway, big stamping. And then, you know, so just like for a while there was a lot of, now we don't have all the scrapbooking stores. Before the scrapbooking stores, we had stamping stores. And then way back in the 80s, there were cross-stitch stores everywhere. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. This is with one stamp. So everybody used this same little zebra stamp and made all different kinds of cards here. Essentials. Metal and leather. They're talking about making jewelry and projects with metal and leather. I guess that was really popular this season. Paper mache. Because you remember, they're mixed media. They're a mixed media magazine. They've always been that. Different stamping companies, Toy Box rubber stamps. And then, of course, Stampington and Company is the name of their publisher for all their magazines. And they did used to go, I do remember this now, they would go places around the world and focus on either a person visiting, like in this case, it's Sue's Weinberg. I know y'all have anybody that's been around crafts for any type of time. This is when she went to South Africa, and they would focus on either a crafter or an artist going there, or focus on the art that was being produced there. And so it was really, I remember them doing that, going to a lot of different countries. I love looking at old ads too, Paula. Look, embossing, dual tip pens, paper purses. I have my pocketbook that Artie Dar made me. Is Darcy? Yeah, she's still here. Faux scratch board. I guess they're using I'm assuming, ink or paint to coat a board, probably some clay coated paper to do a scratch board. Great Impressions Company. Rubber stamping made easy, beyond the basics of rubber stamping. Faux paste paper. Now Barb does paste paper. I don't know that hers is faux. I think hers is real paste paper. Barb Creating Faces does that. Then here's some of the, writing submissions and lettering and calligraphy submissions. And of course, I think these things are still around. These kind of ink pads. I have a couple. They're probably dried out. I don't know. I haven't used them. I gave them to Boo. Then Boo gave them back to me. I don't even know if they're any good anymore. I have these 3 sets. This is the paint box colors. This is color box chalks and the paint box pigment ink. I don't even know if they're any good. But what I like about these is, they're removable. That was the best thing about these. Let's see if there's. Yeah, they're still good. I don't know how old these babies are. And they don't put dates on things because they don't want you to not buy them if you think they're old. So I still have those. All right. If y'all have any questions, put it in caps so I can ask the questions or whatever. Yeah, they are easy to use, aren't they, Linda? Multi-block prints. Again, I'm not going to read the whole article to see their technique. I'm just kind of flipping through just so you can see. Oh, look, some hand-carved rubber stamps. We've all done that. We still have tons of those around. And using the same tools that we've always used. The speedball carver. And, stamping was really big for a long time. If most of y'all here are old enough to remember all the stamping stores and all that. Looking at what other a lot of calligraphy stuff. This was the expressions. This was when people would send in their small individual projects. And, of course, all their names are right here. Again, I see no sizes. No sizes on any of the stuff. A lot of lettering. They did lots more lettering than they do now. So you can kind of see some of the submission. I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'm just trying to get just the magazine here in focus. They still sell the wheels. Yeah, I don't think I've ever bought any of the wheels of the chalk ink. The same kind of things that I was just showing in the long. They come in circular with the little petals, removable petals. But look at this. Oh, I just love when I see stuff like this. This is why I would buy this magazine. The beautiful calligraphy and lettering. Well, I mean, I liked all of it, but I really was, I just love the lettering in the coming soon, the Book of Inspiration. Remember, this is all before, there's no websites listed. Nobody has a website. Well, there's a couple of emails. I see some emails, but no real websites or anything like that. That's pretty much it. Like here's John Neal Bookseller. They had their AOL email, things like that. So repetitive patterns. This was done with a calligraphy pen. So before Zentangle Bryn, well, Bryn's probably done calligraphy as well, but Elegant Tangle Bryn is a great Zentangler, and she's a certified Zentangler. So maybe she'll show some of her stuff on her show today. I don't know. I don't know what her plan is for today. And then the gatherings, again, let's see what kind of gatherings. Calligraphy, a bookbinder, a lettermania. I'm just reading the kind of gatherings they had. The annual conference of calligraphy and lettering, rubber stamps, stamping, stamp, rubber stamp, all rubber stamp conventions back here. And I've been to a few rubber stamp conventions. You can they're fun. I really enjoy it. And I know they still have them occasionally. They're fewer and farther between. Um, Alternative Art Fest. That's the Bellevue, Washington area. Tisha Moore. That was Tisha Moore. Um, she, had more of the art journaling, mixed media type, and she called her Art Fest, Alternative Art Fest 97. Alternative Arts Productions, yeah, Renton, Washington. That was Tisha Moore. I think Tisha Moore still teaches. I don't see her. She's not a big social media person that I've seen. I mean, she's online and all that, but I don't see her like out tweeting. You know what I mean, Vern? Not that she doesn't. I just don't see her. Maybe some of you guys do. If y'all do, let me know and I'll give a shout out. But yeah, so Tisha Moore. Do I? Whoa, 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 whoa! Don't want to knock over the camera. Don't want to knock over the coffee. Let me get. I have a couple of her zines. Let's see if I can put my hands on them though. Here we go. Yeah. So I have a couple of her zines from. I don't even remember. They were called Play. This one's from 2003. This one is from 2002. And, she's probably the first person, at least that I saw, that would do different collage with different magazine images with a face and the different eyes on the face and the Pippi Longstocking look and all that, the stripes. So this is one of Tisha's zines with different artists. This is Lynn Perella right here. Different artists in her zines. Lynn Whipple. So yeah, so I'm sure she's still around. I just don't. Yes, Tisha's zines. Yeah, it did, Paula. I would say it influenced many people in the art journaling community for sure. So just doing a quick flip of one of her zines here. And these are just like different artists, not just hers. But this is kind of her style, like this kind of thing, like this. Lots of big, giant journaling all over the page. A lot of lettering. That's like Tisha's style, like this here. And same for this. How many types of journals do you keep? Okay, what time do I have? Okay, I still have a few more minutes. All right, let me go ahead. I'll read some of this. Let me finish up this, going through this gatherings here from this old 1997 Somerset. Rubber stamps, rubber stamp, rubber stamp. All rubber stamps. It's either rubber stamps or calligraphy. Then they had a beginning basics glossary of terms, art stamping, stamp maintenance, a lot of stamping, lettering art techniques, paper making techniques. And yeah, then back to the old advertisements. And yeah. So that was a 1997, the first year, I guess, or it's issue 4 of that year. So they only came out 4 times. No, they came out, yeah, I think they were bi-monthly even then. July, August, yeah. So anyway, so that's just a few of the old ones that I have here. I just grabbed a stack. All right, so let's do this real quick and then we'll go and head over to Bryn's. Okay, so Eileen just posted, it's the Artstonaut, like instead of astronaut, Artstonaut. Let me just spell it. It's the ARTSTRONAUTS.com is Tisha Moore's site. Thanks, Eileen. Okay, so back into this little Tisha Moore. What I say this one was 2000 and 2000. This was her zine was called Play, The Art of Visual Journals. This was issue number 4, and it was published in 2003. So anyway, had different. How many types of art journals do you keep? So I just thought I'd kind of read a little bit of these to you, and then we'll go. And thanks everybody for being here. And it's kind of a little shorter show today, but I like shorter ones sometimes. I've been really busy this week, and we'll go over and visit Bryn. Okay, so she says here, I thought I would share all the types of journals. This is Tisha Moore, I'm assuming. Yes, Tisha Moore down there. I thought I would share all the types of journals I keep simultaneously. If you are having problems with one type of journaling, try another and get over the hump of journaler's block. I store all these journals, along with all the journals ever finished, on a shelf in the dining room. I love having them all in one place in an area that allows me to look at them and access them every day. The collection is a form of artwork. I look at them and envision their insides all brimming full with images and thoughts. They make me happy. I guess you could say that my first journal was more like a scrapbook, which I just think is another word for journal. Not to get off the subject, but I would like to inject that scrapbooking is just another form of journaling. It is akin to rubber stampers who like the cute hearts and bunny stamps, to the rubber stampers who like the zetiology. That's her term, zetiology, for that type of all kinds of collage people. It just depends on where you're at and what your tastes are. Anyway, I call these my idea journals. One of my favorite hobbies was and is tearing out magazine pages that give me ideas. Years ago, I kept files of the pages, never ever looking at them again. They sat in my filing cabinet. If I remember a certain idea that I wanted to look at again, I'd thumb through the sheets for 40 minutes, finally giving up without finding it. Is Packer Dye still here? Packer Dye does a lot of this type of, she does a lot of this type of, I'm looking to see if she's still here. I don't see her. She does a lot of making people out of different things. If I remembered a certain idea that I wanted to look at again, I thumbed through the sheets for 40 minutes, finally giving up without finding it. Then one day I took a bookbinding class and made a ton of blank page journals. Again, she puts it in quotes. I wanted to use them somehow. It was at that time that I labeled each one with a particular area of interest. The titles were textiles, artist books, graphics, wood, jewelry, arts and crafts, favorite things, home decor, and y'all could put this in your idea book, make chapter titles, or make tabs rather. I proceeded to cut out all the images I wanted from the magazine pages and categorize them all. Into the journals they went, scrapbook style, filling each page with as many as I could cram on. I would see, for me, that I call that a glue book. Okay, I mean, I don't know what the difference is, and maybe she'll get to that here with all these other ones. But where you just glue things in just to keep them for reference, for me, that's a glue book. I don't know if y'all call them different things, but anyway. An occasional note was written next to a picture of an idea that it had sparked. That was my first attempt at journaling. I still treasure these journals as they can spark my imagination in an instant by just thumbing through the images. They are much more easy to access than thumbing through a pile of messy papers. I still add to them on occasion when I feel like sitting down in front of the television and just going through old magazines. It's relaxing and you don't have to do a lot of thinking. Another type of journal I keep now is a travel journal. I used to write about places we went to while we were out of town in my all-purpose journal. But lately I do that. I'm not doing air quotes. I'm putting in when she puts it in a quote. I'm doing that. I used to write about places we went to while we were out of town in my all-purpose journal, but lately I have neither the time nor the patience to look back through the journals if a trip is coming up to the same place. So in my travel journal, I designate a page or two to each city we go to and write down favorite hotels, room numbers, and the like, good restaurants, recommendations we received that we didn't have time for on this trip. Favorite stores, hours and addresses, ideas for possible hotels we might want to try next time. We tend to jot down places that look cool and are in good locations, and whatever else we want to remember. This works superb for us since we tend to travel to the same destinations every year. We just keep adding to the list. Since I don't carry my travel journal with me at all times, I may jot down notes while they are fresh in my mind in my all-purpose journal and later either hand copy the notes into the travel journal or make photocopies and paste it in. Um, okay, no questions. I've always kept a quote journal because I always use quotes. I'm trying to get quick here. I got 10 minutes, guys. I have always kept a quote journal because I have always used quotes in my artwork. Yes, it was time consuming to handwrite all my favorite quotes in there, and to be honest, I don't take the time anymore to do it. But I sure appreciate what I did before. It beats thumbing through the books and books in search of specific and books in search of a specific quote you can't quite remember. Of course, nowadays we get on the internet. Oh, well, then that's what she says. And I think nowadays, in the age of computers, we can type so much quicker than we can write. It might be better to type them and then print them out to include on a journal page. She has a spiritual journal. It's always a good idea, no matter what you believe, that this is your most private, innermost thoughts and is intended for your eyes only. I have kept one that have opened my eyes during certain periods of questioning. She talks about some different books, your prayers or what you experience spiritually, however you talk to God. So that's her spiritual. Then she has a writer's journal. I'm trying to hurry, guys, because I want to get all these in. The writer's journal. She writes about anything and everything. This is different than the spiritual journal, which remains a secret spot for fear that some may think I'm completely whacked out and to keep me in the mode of being able to write anything at all. Her writing journal is smaller and is always carried with me, is what she says. When I get an idea, it goes in there. When I want to remember something, it goes in there. Sometimes my lists even make it in. I start, and this kind of reminds me of like Paula's doing the Midori. Well, a lot of people do the Midori, but I watch Paula's videos and her Ustream. So if y'all don't watch Journal Artista, she has been streaming Saturday nights at 9 Eastern. And Wednesday, she's deciding on what time she wants to stream, sometime between 5 and 9 Wednesdays. So just go follow Journal Artista Paula, and you'll find her schedule. And she's on Ustream and YouTube. Anyway, what I was going to say, she's doing a Midori, and in the Midori they have the little booklets of all, and you can make different booklets for different things. And that's just kind of what this has reminded me of. You can put a different booklet for different topics. Also, I guess I want more of my ideas, which fly by me every day in one place, easy to access. My all-purpose visual journal gets a fair share of writing out of me, but I know that I can jot down notes without fear of having them be read by people I don't know. I'm glancing up at the chat every now and then to make sure I'm not getting asked any questions. Call me obsessive, but I keep a food journal. So there again, she has, and Paula does that as well. She has a health section of hers. I guess it's her food and exercise, and she does the fit. And also, Paula, I mean, I don't know if you want me to promote that, your Fitbit Facebook page. But I know it's a private group and you do have to get Paula's permission to join. Not that she's like trying to keep anybody out, but if you're interested in the fitness, food, and exercise, Paula does have a Facebook page on that too. Then she says, Tracy, that's her husband, Tracy and I keep love journal. The way it works is that I do a couple pages and then he does a couple pages back of course, her husband is an artist too, just saying. Don't expect your husband to do this if he's not an artist. Her husband is an artist. They each keep it for a few days or a couple months, depending on how busy they are. We keep it G-rated in case prying eyes get a glimpse at it. And we may eventually show it to our grandchildren. Eek! Did I say that? But it's fun nonetheless. Artful Weight Loss is Paula's Facebook page. So if y'all are interested in art and weight loss and fitness, that's Paula Journal Artista's Facebook page. And that is, bye, Vaughn. Artful Weight Loss on Facebook. Is Journal Artista's Facebook page. Then she has lastly, I keep an all-purpose journal. This one is all visual and all encompassing and is definitely my favorite of all. I started keeping this type a decade ago, mostly as a way to be able to show my style of artwork to others who would ask, so what type of art do you do? I was finding that while I created a ton of stuff, I either sold it or sent it to friends that would never have anything to show for it. I still don't like keeping my own art around, except when it's in my journals. Before I knew it, I had a whole book of my artwork, scribblings, and easy to show the next person that asked. It was kind of like her portfolio, whatever she wanted to put in there, spill herself out in her journals. So that's her all-purpose journal. She has a color journal. It was inspired by the Stampington book called True Colors. That was, I think, Somerset Studios' first publication back in 96 or something. A book index journal, and she records certain page numbers and ideas of certain books that she can reference. A business journal, where you can record all the business of your details of your business and your everyday work, names of people, suppliers, records, ideas, meeting notes, phone numbers, projects, etc. The benefits would be that they're all in one place. I remember when journal, a fictional journal. These are you might, where if you created a character, kind of like if you wanted to write some stories or something, a fictional journal. So anyway, that is Tisha Moore's How Many Types of Journals Can You Keep? I think what I'm going to do, guys, is just because I'm going to send this book to Paula, and I think I'm going to send this one to Pack or Die. So this one, because it talks about so many different types of journals, and that's what Paula does, is she does a gazillion different types of journals. So I think I'm going to send this one to Paula, and because Pack or Die does a lot of this type, just because, no reason, I'm just going to give those two away. So anyway, so there's my giveaway for the day. So Paul and Pack or Die, y'all are going to get those books, and I probably won't get those out till next week. All my Happy Mail's backed up to go out on Monday because Hubster's been out of town. He's my mailman. And so, yeah, he's been traveling for 2 weeks. So I know if y'all are waiting for Happy Mail, I've not forgotten you. Got all the information, got your stuff ready to go. And it's up to you, Paula. Would you rather give that? You want to give this to somebody else? I'm asking Paula because I haven't kept up with the conversation. So if somebody was asking about it, I did not see it. I just know that, Paula, you're the art journaler more so than anybody in our group. So I thought you would like this. But if you want me to send it to somebody else, how about, Paula, how about this? Now, this is totally up to you because I know you're a BAM, Paula, bad at mailing. I could send it to you, and when you are done with it, you could pass it on. It's up to you. If you want to give it to Linda. Okay, so we're going to give it to Linda. That's what Paula says she wants to do. All right, so we're going to give this to Linda Art Unit. All right. I didn't know she was a Tisha fan. I was just going by the art journaling. All right, so we're going to give that one to Linda Art Unit, and this one's going to Pack or Die. So we now need to rush. We have 3 minutes to grab coffee and get to Bryn's. So thanks, guys, for stopping by. And, yeah, we'll see you over there. Thanks, guys, for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.